thanks for being here.
Thanks, Cath. Thanks for having me.
Now, I know you've taken a slight detour. You were pretty well on your way to the airport, so really thanks for being here. So you've been touring in New Zealand and you're off home to Brisbane, is that right?
Correct. Literally in a handful of hours.
Okay, no pressure. Let's talk really quickly. So you started a community called Heart Songwriting.
I did.
Tell me about what it is and how it came about.
So I am the founder of Heart Songwriting Club, and it was created really to help me write and finish songs.
Good idea.
Every single week, because I am a songwriter, have always been a songwriter, but I really struggle to write songs.
Yeah.
I would struggle to find time to write songs. When I did write songs, I would be sort of waiting for inspiration to strike. Yeah. Or I would go and do it and sort of give myself a hard time. Like today I had to write a great song that was going to be on my album and sit at the piano and work the idea, hit a wall within 15 minutes, hate everything that I came up with.
Yeah.
And then not know how to work past that and sort of walk away hating myself more than ever.
Yeah.
And it was this cycle of just never getting anywhere where I wanted to go, and I was just constantly going around in circles and couldn't get anywhere. And
so you mentioned that your struggle to write music is why you formed the club. Mm-hmm. Why do you think it is so hard for creatives to get creative sometimes?
It's not an urgency. There's no urgency to write a song, and it's not tangible, the outcome.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it's not necessary.
Yeah.
But in some way it is necessary. It's a part of us.
Yeah.
And so I think some of the barriers are time constraints, busyness of life, and all the other things that are actually more pending, that are urgent, that need to be done. Often we don't put ourselves first to look after ourselves and nurture ourselves and help ourselves to grow. Yeah. I think perfectionism is a massive problem with creatives, is that we only want to write good things.
Yeah, and how do you know when it's perfect,
Well, the thing is that is so subjective anyway.
Yeah.
So what is perfect? And I think that is the part of Heart Songwriting Club that we fix, essentially.
Yeah. So how many members have you got?
500 members from 14 countries around
the
world.
And it's all around the world?
It's all around the world, and we've written 7,000 songs as a club.
That's epic. Like, to have a hand in causing those people to write those songs, that's quite an achievement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go you!
But it is actually so rewarding.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing.
So how did you get it off the ground? Like, I can see now, like 500, like we're into big numbers. But like when you were starting, how did that first start? You knew you wanted it, and then what happened?
I actually didn't know I wanted it until I was teaching music at the Queensland Conservatorium of Music. I had a student who articulated in such a clear way when she had to play a song that she had to write for homework and couldn't play it for me.
Yeah.
And the reason she couldn't play it is that she hated it and it wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
It was just the way that she articulated, the way that I was listening, that I knew that was not okay anymore because I felt that way.
Yeah.
And so I created it for us. And I mean that as the global us.
Yeah.
It was like, well, this is just not going to happen anymore. We're just not going to do this anymore. We're not going to do it in a way where we beat ourselves up about this. And so it became, from the beginning, it was about a greater good. It was about helping people who needed help. And so within 10 weeks, there were 10 songwriters that had joined this online thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was calling it a club for sure, but it had no more structure than to write a song every single week in an hour and share it with each other as a rough sketch.
Right.
And give each other encouragement and feedback on that.
Okay, wow, write a song in an hour. I don't know how long it takes to write. That sounds pretty quick to me.
I think that there is a practice that you can tap into that when the song sort of drops into you with that ease, it also connects with people with that ease, that sense of ease.
Well, it's interesting you say that. We often have musicians on the show who are like, oh, I wrote this, it came to me and it took me 5 minutes.
The problem with that is that the rest of the world thinks that that's what it's always going to be like. But the majority of the time it's actually still work.
Yeah.
And we've got to do that work in order to get the gems that do drop in.
Yeah, got it.
So they still will drop in, but you've got to do all the work around that, the structure, the discipline, the work.
God, discipline.
Yeah.
A lot of creatives don't like the word discipline.
I think it's really important because we've got this sense of chaos around what we do, but when you put a bit of structure around that, so the creative process is incredibly organic, right? It's still going to be messy within, it's still a mystery, we don't know where it's going to go, But Heart Songwriting Club is about just doing it in an hour every week. So there's a sense of structure that you're only going to spend an hour on it. So it's not going to take your whole week up.
Yeah.
But you're going to do it every week, because if you can't give yourself an hour for your songwriting and you want to be a songwriter, then there's kind of a bigger problem at play here.
Yeah. So how does it work? Let's say I'm a songwriter, I want to join, and how does it work?
Well, you go to the website, firstly, heartsongwritingclub.com, and you join. And when you join, you are allocated a group of 10 other songwriters that could be from anywhere in the world.
Ooh.
They could be from places you've never even heard of before.
That's cool.
But everyone is communicating in English on the platform, so you're not expected to know any other languages at this point, and at this point it is only in English. But you're joining with 10 people, and you commit to writing 10 songs in 10 weeks. So every time you join, or every time you're a part of Heart Songwriting Club, it's always for a 10-week period of time. So you're making a promise to yourself and your group to write 10 songs in 10 weeks and only spend an hour on it. Yep. And each week, the whole club gets the same theme. So all 500 people get the same theme and challenge, but there's all these little nucleus groups that do their own work together. Now, that's not to say you write a song together. You actually write your own song individually, and it's asynchronous. So you can do your song at 11 o'clock on Friday night, and I can do mine like I did, this morning at 6:30 a.m. when I work in my hotel, right? Well, it's like, it's only going to take me an hour. I'll be done by 7:30 and we'll have a party by 8, right? That's
early.
how it feels.
That's early for a party.
But it feels like a celebration because, wow, I wrote a song. Like, it feels really good, So when you join, you get the challenge and everyone writes their own song. I record it on my phone. It's just like press record, sing it, maybe play my guitar if I've got my guitar with me, maybe play my piano from my piano at home. Just a rough, nothing fancy. Don't get fancy with the recording. Upload it to your group.
And do you resist uploading? Do you go, oh?
I sometimes resist saying I'm done on the song, but I don't resist uploading. Yeah. That's never a resistance. For me, it's more going, okay, I've done the hour, but the song's quite not really where I want it to be. Yeah. But it's going, that was the practice for this week.
Yeah, but you send it anyway.
You send it, and then your group, because we are so good at supporting each other, not so great at backing ourselves, right? They'll come in and it's instant relief. It really is. I wrote a song in Wellington the other week and it was pretty atrocious. And the irony is I'm going around New Zealand talking about songwriting and supporting songwriters, and I'm like, Francesca, really? This is the song you write in Wellington?
Oh, we are hard on ourselves.
And I was quite embarrassed, and I even said so to my group, guys, I'm really embarrassed to upload this, but this is my practice for the week. Instant relief. 2 people had commented the first day saying, Francesca, that chorus is amazing. Yeah. Listen to the flow of the melody and the rhythm of the end of it. Like, if you can listen back to this and not be sort of triggered by that sense of embarrassment, then maybe it's worth continuing. But after hundreds and hundreds of songs, I know that the reality is that I'm not going to go back to all those songs, and that's okay.
Yeah. Cool. Well, listen, congratulations, and thanks for sharing it with us today.
Thanks so much for having me, Cath.